Guys, welcome back to round number 8 of Norway Chess Super Tournament. Alireza Firouzja is playing Hikaru Nakamura in the Armageddon game with white pieces and start with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and we're going for a Italian game. Again guys, the rules are clear. White needs a win, black needs a draw in order to win the match, and Alireza doesn't go for bishop e5, because again, Hikaru will probably go for Berlin, you know, probably make a draw, so Alireza is going for aggressive approach. He plays Italian game. e3, h6, so Hikaru prefers to play h6 and do not let Alireza go bishop g5 at some point. c3, bishop c5, and we're getting this Italian game with queen b3, straight attack on f7. And you know, it happened pretty quick. You know, some players would go castle, a4, you know, play or knight d2, play very slowly, but Alireza decided to go queen b3 right away. Castle, a4, d6, castle, knight b8, queen a2, a5, b5, c6, knight d2, bishop g4, h3, bishop h5, and now rook e1. Again, so right now, somehow white need to develop this bishop, and if they wanna go, let's say, knight f1, knight g3, which might be the plan. Unfortunately, if knight ever goes to f1, there is always bishop f3, so for now d5 was played. So d5 was played, takes, and bishop goes back to b3. Knight bd7, and now Alireza decided to take the pawn, and according to computer, taking d5 pawn was actually a better idea, because after, let's say, queen c7 or knight c5, basically bishop returns back. Or let's say if takes, which is not the best idea, because now again pawn on e5 is under attack, pawn on b7 is under attack, and actually white would have had a huge advantage. So, but Alireza decided to take on e5, takes, bishop d6, and now back to e1. Bishop a3, trying to trade pieces of the board, rook c8, c4, bishop g6, and now the position is plus 2.4 for white pieces, meaning that it's completely winning for white pieces, and Alireza has 2 minutes advantage as well. Takes, queen d4, rook d1, queen f4. Even though Hikaru took the pawn back, it's still very hard, because after some move like knight d6, actually the position would have been tough, because after queen c5 it turns out that, you know, this pawn on a5 might fall, and I mean, just white have just better piece coordination. Let's say if they go rook d8, there is rook d4 and the queen goes back, there is rook e5 and queen is trapped. So, but Alireza decided to go to the endgame, bishop c2, and here the position is already equal, because bishop a2 is a mistake. Alireza should have taken the pawn, and after takes, the position is winning for white, because they will create pass pawn on queen side and eventually promote. That didn't happen. Bishop a2 was played, kinda still keeping pressure here, and here I'm not sure what happened, but bishop a4 seems like a very logical move, because you basically trade pieces, but I assume he didn't see. It's actually very hard to see even for me, because let's say takes, knight a4, and wait, is it, oh, knight e8, yeah, and here basically the idea is that we are attacking the rook and we don't let white take on a4, and here maintain an equal position. But of course, I assume Hikaru didn't see knight e8 in the end of the line. It's actually very complicated. So knight e4, rook d7, and now this bishop on a2 is actually really strong, and it kind of looks towards the king on g8. Knight c5, rook e7, knight d3, which is a huge mistake. Again, rook e3 was played. I mean, here absolutely incredible rook a1 should have been played, which doesn't make sense. The idea of this move is basically bishop a4, there is knight d6 or b6, and somehow white are winning. But that didn't happen. Knight d3, rook e3, knight b4, attacking the bishop on a2, and now knight d6 was played, giving up this bishop on a2 after all. And now Hikaru plays rook c8, which is a huge blunder. According to computer, knight a2, knight c8, rook c8, rook b7, and you know, white have advantage because they have basically b5 passpawn. But rook c8 and now bishop f7, rook f7, knight f7, rook d1, king h2, knight d5, you know, it looks like, alright, they're forking, Hikaru basically forking two rooks, and if rook goes check, then king f7. But Alireza finds great knight h6, and I think he saw that in his calculations. G takes h6, rook g3, king f8, rook b7, bishop a4, rook g6, taking the pawn on h6, the pawn on a5 will eventually fall, and after rook e6, knight c8, I assume, Hikaru had no time, and the game ended with the victory of Alireza. And after 8 rounds of play, Magnus Carlsen is first with the 13.5 points, Hikaru is second with 13.5, Prax third, Alireza first, and Fabiano fifth, and Dinderen is still the last, and he's probably gonna end the last unless he wins 2 classical games in a row. He's the only player who hasn't won a single classical game in this tournament yet, so well, let's see what happens. We have a rest day today, and we will have Alireza versus Magnus, Hikaru versus Dean, and then Fabi versus Prague in round 9 in the preliminary round. So I'll see you guys in the recap tomorrow. We'll probably analyze some of the games from the previous rounds. I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.